Playboy915 here. Today, I know I usually don't do the voice audio thingy, just figured I'd do it this time because it's gonna be a lot easier for what I'm going to do, and there's the rainbow circle of death, joy. Anyway, so today I'm going to be showing you guys 5 quote-unquote useful tips for making a good Halloween costume on Animal Jam. And obviously, as you can see, I have created one of the lamest Halloween costumes in history. So here's a good example of what not to do if you're going for like a, I don't know, scare the daylights out of somebody theme. So anyway, let's get started. First off, if you're going to make a costume on Animal Jam, you're going to need an actual animal. The trick is using the right animal. So, for those of you who are now wondering this question, I'm just going to put it straight to you now. You can't use bunny rabbits. I mean, come on. If you think about it, there's no possible way to ever make a scary Halloween costume if you're using a fluffy little bunny rabbit. I mean, if you just think about it, it's common logic here. That is probably like 99% why this costume I'm wearing right now is so ridiculously lame, is because I put it on a bunny rabbit. So for non-members, like obviously members, you can use like, okay, there he goes. My dude. Okay, I'll put him back on in a second, but anyway. Man, they're like all frozen. Anyway, so like I said, you can't use bunny rabbits. So for like members, obviously, you have like all the really big animals. You can use like an Arctic wolf or some crazy thing like that. But for non-members, probably one of your best options would be the tiger, or the wolf is probably the best option of the two. Oh look, he's moving, yay! Anyway, so yeah, the wolf is probably the best one to use of the two. So I can't make a wolf on here because my non-member animal slots are kind of full. You'll see when it loads. So whoopsies. I'll try to make an example on one of these guys. If I don't have, I probably have a turtle in here. I'll just delete it or something. Goodbye. Nice having ya, and all that jazz. Okay, sorry it's like being super slow. I'll get that guy, this guy locked back in. Okay, oh look, deers are exploring. That's sad. Sad indeed. I mean, it's only been like a year since they came out. Wait, is it 2 years? I'm bad with dates. Anyway, okay. No one cares what this wolf thing is named here. Let's name something scary. I don't know if there is anything scary. Nah, let's name something weird. Weird is better. I don't know why I just like weird. Okay, so chunky. Let's go with chunky toes. Is that weird or what? No? Okay, yeah, I'm just being awkward now. Okay, anyway. So now we have a wolf. And he's obviously not looking very Halloween. Which is going to bring us to our next point, which is making the actual costume, now that we have the appropriate Halloween-styled animal. So, yep, let's get to our next point. Okay, hello again. Okay, so the second point is black, in this case, is technically everything. I mean, okay, so maybe black isn't everything. Let's just say black is 99.9999999. This could really go on forever. Anyway, black is a very important part of this because, I mean, if you think about it, even though there's technically, quote-unquote light, like in the jack-o'-lantern, it's always has like a black base. Like, they don't light the jack-o'-lanterns until the sky is black. And quite frankly, most of the original stereotype Halloween costumes, like witches and trolls and all of that, are typically more dark and grim. So black is definitely a good color to have for at least the base of your animal, which is like the main color. So make this part black. And then of course, if you want to get really down there, you can make like the whole thing black with like this weird looking little, it looks like a burnt chicken or something. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. But basically, the reason we want to use black for Halloween costumes is because if you use any other color as the base, especially white, if you try to go for like a light Halloween costume, it's just going to look like this, obviously, because, you know, he's white and stuff. But it's just going to look like that, which is basically a very hairy unicorn. I don't know how else to describe that. I mean, you could call it a snow dog, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, what does this say? Meet around the wishing fountain nearby. Go dance and shout at your wish. Yay! I'll do that later. If I want to. I probably will not do that later, sorry. Anyway. I don't remember what it's in the okay. So, anyway. So, yeah. That being said, black is probably your best option for at least the base. I mean, obviously, if you make the whole animal black, it's just going to look kind of awkward, so you might want to add some other colors. But if you do add some other colors, the best colors to add would probably want to be dark colors. Like, you know, if you're going for like a phantom look, you can maybe do... No, that's too light. And that's not really perfect. No, it's not the spot. Okay. So if you're going for like a phantom look, then... Yeah, there we go. We got unicorn stripes now. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's not very good. Okay, let's just say we want to go all black with like purple swirlies or something, and then voila, look, it's like a phantom. No, not really, but close enough. Eh. So you can do that, or you can do like a dark blue. You know, it doesn't exactly contrast very well with black. I don't know, those crazy fancy color charts or anything. You can do whatever color that is. I can't really tell. It kind of looks like blue, kind of looks like green, kind of looks like neither. Anyway. That, that's definitely green. That's almost like hunting in the woods at night, or more like running in the woods at night. It is Halloween after all. Yeah, that might be a bit too bright, but you could go for like some of these darker browns. That might look okay. I mean, it depends on what kind of costume you're doing. If you're doing like, I don't know, a bear, I'm dumb. I don't have any good suggestions. Anyway, you could do like a red. Red is definitely one of my favorite colors when trying to make a good color combination with black. Red definitely goes with black really well, especially if it's like a dark red. I mean, if you get like this really you get like this really light red, it kind of looks like okay lah. But if you get like into these like darker shades of red, it looks really nice. Oh look, my cursor is shouting at me. Anyway, yeah, some sort of update for Apple. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah. So that summarizes this tip up. So use black, definitely. At least some black, at least for the base, I would. And by base, you know, I mean like the main color at the background. You know, behind all the swirlies and stuff. But yeah, black is definitely a crucial color when it comes to making dark, scary Halloween costumes. So yeah. Okay, this third tip on making a Halloween costume wrong account is don't think like when you're trying to add your like, you know, what you call it, zazale to your costume, like adding all the, you know, detailed stuff like, what do you call it, accessories and eyeball shapes and stuff. Don't think scary. Because if you think scary, usually it's going to end up something like, hang on, please respond, never mind. Usually, if you think scary, it's going to end up a little something like, no, not that. Well, I'll just stick with this, I don't have the scary horns thing. But yeah, usually when you think scary, it's going to end up a little something like that. And that, I have nothing against it, but it's not exactly, you know, the style we're going for. I mean, the style of Halloween costume that I'm, like, referring to is more like, if someone sees you, they will be, I'm not gonna say scared, but shocked at least. Like, whoa, what is that? But anyway, so yeah, if you think scary, that's usually the path you're gonna start going on. So don't think scary, think weird. Think of the weirdest, most awkwardly weird looking, I'm repeating the word weird several times, outfit you could possibly think of. Example, like these. I can't wear them because I'm not a member, but I mean, we all know what they look like. I mean, for crying out loud, it's an eyeball hat. How much weirder can you get, right? But you can go for one of these too, I guess. I mean, it's not exactly whoa, but it is pretty weird if you ask me. I mean, look, he's like wearing, it's like wearing a paper on your nose. It's like what? But yeah, anyway. So when you're thinking about these things, usually, like, the reason you want to kind of go for more of a weird standpoint is because, like, if you think about it, weird is scary. Like, if you see someone doing something weird, I mean, isn't it the first thing I'm like, what is that? Like, I mean, so technically, weird and scary, I'm not going to say they're the same thing, because, I mean, scary is not always weird, but weird is, most of the time, weird is pretty scary. Well, most of the time. Of course, there is the funny kind of weird that just makes you go, ha ha ha, but anyway, so, yeah, usually you're going to want to go for, like, a weird standpoint. Okay, I'm not really helping by repeating the same thing over and over again, but anyway. You want to go for something like, because if you go for weird, it will end in scary, and therefore end in a generally very good Halloween costume. So that's all I can really say for this point. Anyway, next point is... Okay, so the next point is to think old, and I'm not saying think old like try to think what your grandma would think. I'm saying think old as in think old items, and not old items as in I got this 2 years ago. Old items as in this literally looks worn and torn and old. Keyword worn, because that's the example I'm going to use. Voila, worn. Now I know this isn't exactly the scariest thing you've ever seen, but I mean, like I said, we're only non-members and we're kind of limited, and by we, I mean because pretty much we're all the same person, but anyway, you get the point. So I'm kind of limited on stuff that's like quote-unquote old, so this is really the best thing I have, but I mean, if you think about it, worn would actually not be too bad a thing to use in Halloween. I mean, I know people nowadays use it as a fashion fad, but I mean, it can also be used as a Halloween, as part of your Halloween costume. I mean, first of all, look at this. Is this not scary, this whole hunch right here? It's literally making my wolf look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and that's scary. I mean, obviously not the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but I mean, the wolf itself is like just ugly. It looks like that old man walking down the street that's like stalking you and waiting to do something scary. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, that's one really good thing to think. A lot of people, I'm gonna use this as an example. Wrong dude. Sorry. a lot of people like to use, wait for it, pause for dramatic effect, there we go. Okay, a lot of people like to use this one thing. I really hope I have a pair. I don't think I do. And I don't. Okay, so there's an item. I don't currently have it. My friend has all of the 9 pairs of this that I had, because I didn't really need them, /1, all of that stuff. So, anyway, my friend has them, but there's an item called Rare Scary Bat Wings. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but it's like, it's basically just a pair of wings, but they're like black and dark and all that jazz. A lot of people like to use those for their Halloween costume, and the problem with that is it looks like, I mean, because the problem with wearing stuff that doesn't look old and ragged and torn and all that is that it doesn't look authentic. And by authentic, I mean it's kind of like going trick-or-treating, where you're just wearing a princess dress as like a literal costume. But that is like, I mean, you only want to wear the princess dress with the wand and all that stuff if you're actually going trick-or-treating. This isn't trick-or-treating. This is Animal Jam. This is where you want to make like a authentic, more bleh, I don't know the word for it, costume. So, yeah, the problem with the Rare Scary Bat Wings is that they look too new. They're too intact. I mean, it's like flawless right there. So one suggestion I would have, if you want a set of wings, where is my dude? I can't find any bat. Wow, so confused. One suggestion I would have, if you're after a pair of wings for Halloween, is, I can't remember if they sell them. I think they sell them. I don't know that they sell them, so just bear with me. What was that? What in the name of Mike is that? It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And that's also interesting. Anyway, yeah, don't use these wings. The Rare Scary Bat Wings basically look the same as these, but like, don't use these. I mean, look at them. They're literally flawless. It's not going to look like an authentic costume. Because I mean, I don't even know why it doesn't look authentic with new looking stuff. Here we go. It just does, apparently. This is the kind of thing you want. Obviously, I don't want this color, but when you try to click this, it does this whole ridiculous nonsense. Change the color of accessories, yay! Yeah, I can't do that. Oops. Anyway, so I guess I'll just have to stick with this color for now. Oh wait, is it members? Oh, oops, I didn't notice that. Yeah, no, it feels stupid. But anyway, if for members at least, if you're after a set of wings, I would suggest these, because, I mean, they basically go along with this entire point. They're old, they're ragged, they're literally homemade. It literally looks like someone just took a bunch of twigs from outside and some old fabric from the dumpster and scribbled up together a pair of wings. That's like literally what it looks like, which is perfect. It's like very, very Halloween authentic. But yeah. Some of the only stuff that might work for Halloween that isn't quote-unquote old and ragged is stuff like this. This is the only thing I would suggest, because this is what, I don't know why, I can't really, it's not really a good way to explain why these kind of things are one of the only non-rugged. I guess you almost can't say it's non-rugged, because it's literally like someone's bone, like, it's like someone took away everything else, all the flesh and stuff. And okay, now I'm just being disgusting. But anyway, there are certain things like that might work. I mean, bone tail is a pretty good thing. Yeah, that would definitely work. It may not be rugged, but it is definitely weird. Really weird. Anyway, so yeah. So yeah, that's about it for this point. So yeah, homemade wings will work if you're looking for a pair of wings. That would definitely hit the Halloween look, as this mask does not. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. It's just, I don't like the fact that it's not covering his face. That just makes it look kind of awkward, stuck out. Anyway, that's all for this point, and so the next point is... quote-unquote useful tip for making a Halloween costume, a good Animal Jam Halloween costume, is the eyes are critical. Why? Because the eyes are what catch most of the attention. So, yeah. Going back to one of my other points, I'm going to take the mask off for the sake that it's like kind of blocking the eyeballs. But yeah, going back to that other point I made earlier in this video where it's like you made the eyes like this. Yeah, this is going back to the point to think weird, not scary. Because if you use eyes like this, it doesn't really work. It's not that. It just doesn't really hit the spot, if you know what I mean. I really can't. I don't have good words. I don't have good vocab. Anyway, you want to, so going back to that point, you want to think weird, not scary. That's obviously not weird. That is not weird, or at least in my opinion, it doesn't look all too weird. Yeah, that's pretty weird, but let's not use purple, maybe. Ooh, let's do green. Green is ugly. Not ugly, but it looks pretty ugly against that red, in my opinion. Ooh, we can use shrimp eyes. Aw, shrimp. No? Okay. So, yeah. Oops. So, yeah. For some people who are wearing masks, the mask might cover the eyes. In this case, our mask doesn't. Doesn't. So, eyes are still important to have them all, you know, looking like a Halloween eye or something. I don't know how to describe it. Ooh, you could use these little green X's. Man, that doesn't look very good. Not weird enough. Yeah, I like the shrimp eyes. I either like the shrimp eyes or maybe... those aren't as good. Shrimp is probably the best. Yeah, definitely. Shrimp is the best. Shrimp wins. Okay, so use the shrimp eyes and the mask. And that's pretty good. I mean, the Frankenstein mask adds some to it because it's got like built-in eyeballs and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you put all those points together, it's not the best Halloween costume that anyone's ever come up with, and part of that is because I'm a non-member and I'm limited on items. The other part of that is because, I mean, it's me you're talking to. I'm not exactly the most creative person. I just kind of did this video for fun, but I mean, I wouldn't take any of these points seriously because I'm just like doing weird stuff for no professional purposes or any of that kind of jazz. I mean, there are a lot of people out there that are way more creative than I am. So, yeah, this was kind of just like a fun little diddly dad video. Anyway, so, yeah, that about sums it up. So, well, thanks for watching, guys, and this is the complete, original, weird, Hunchback of Notre Dame Halloween costume. Yay! Yeah, I know, it's not exactly the best, but who will? Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope those tips prove quote-unquote useful. And yeah, cool. So thanks for watching again, and I hope to see you guys next time.